Oh, yeah, I'll share it with everybody. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And before we start, I'm going to be sitting and I'm going to be standing because I had some surgery, so I can't sit for a long time. So when I stand, everybody can stand. It's exercise, and then when I sit down, you sit down. But otherwise, no disrespect if I stand. So just anyway. Okay. Minutes and reports received and filed.
Yes, we have the auditor's November 2023 revenue and expenditure report.
Okay. Commissioner Committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
At the Sheriff's Christmas Luncheon today, got the Board of Realtors Committee and Chairman and Vice Chairman luncheon, HBA Board meeting this evening. No planning meeting tonight, thank you, Shannon. Solid Waste Management District Board meeting today, I'm gonna miss. HBA Christmas party tomorrow night. Got budget meetings Thursday and Friday. Russellville's annual Christmas is Thursday evening. I think that's about it till next week.
In addition to what Jeff mentioned, several of us are taking a trip to Jasper County tomorrow to look at their juvenile center. Where's
Toby?
no, I'm got that taken care of. Where did is Eric here? I've got something about Public Works. Oh, I'm sorry. That's JC Public Works. Jefferson City
Yeah.
Public Works is Thursday morning, not county. And next Monday, Congressman Luke DeMeyer and Congressman Alfred are having an event at MU on it's called a Fentanyl Forum at Stotler Lounge at the MU Union. That's on my calendar.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've got all this. The only other thing, tomorrow is National Guard Day, so say thank you to our National Guardsmen. Okay, appointments by commission, reappointment of Jason Brandstetter to the Heartland Port Authority Board of Commissioners.
Jason's been a valuable member on this, on the port, so I'm going to propose reappointment of Jason Brandstetter to the Heartland Port Authority.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to deviate a little bit. If Katrina doesn't mind, we're going to go ahead and do our years of service and then our different drawings so that all these people can go back to work, and then we will come to you. So we have years of service certificates, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty amazing. We've got employees who've been with us 20, 25 years, so we want to recognize you today. Do we want to have them one at a time? Okay. Vance Ortmeyer, 20 years. I remember when you were with parking.
Huh? Yeah, you have to take a picture. And don't you have to sing too? I think you have to sing too, don't you?
I have to sing? Thank you.
Look here.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron.
Say what? We're just gonna stay here. Aaron Bolliner, 25 years. What'd you ride your trike to the jail?
Pretty much.
Congratulations. 25 years.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tom Butler, 25 years.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Doing the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
8.5 by 11 frame, nice.
Dawn, where's Dawn?
Trying to hide.
25 years. You did write your card to work, right?
Thank you. Thank you. No. I was like, no. Thank you very much.
Toby, 25 years.
I rode my trike too.
Born here, right?
Hey,
Thank you, Tom.
Melinda, my God, all these youngsters.
It's gonna get you-
25 years.
I'll get you a box of hamburger helper. With Brian's Christmas present. That's an inside joke. You have to ask her about that. And my McDonald's app. Thank you.
Charles Taggart, 25 years.
We're not that smart though. Mr. Taggart, thank you, buddy.
And last but not least, Spencer Coombs, 30 years.
Made it to 30 and he says, I'm out
Yeah.
now.
They-
Thanks, Spencer.
Smile.
Yes, that's Spencer's smile.
Who's gonna get?
And a retirement speech, right? Already did that last week. Yeah, last week. Thank you, every one of y'all. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's fantastic that we have so many who have stayed with us. And then we have Debbie, who's going to stay with us another 5 years. So we'll work on that. Okay, then we're going to do the Soda Fund Christmas drawings.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Dawn handle that. She's been on the soda fund committee for a long time, so who do you want to draw?
Is it, I think this is better to me.
I should read through the whole.
Not really good.
And these are $10, $50 gift cards. So,
Melody Welshmeyer.
Do they have to be present to win?
Do you have to be a county employee?
yes, you do have to be counted.
I think Melody's the one who did all the.
She did, she cut all those up.
They all
We have Justin Harlan. Randy Beckman.
And yes, your department has to please take these back to your people.
Mason Lubering.
Oh, Road Bridge is cleaning up.
What happened? Lloyd got one spot.
One of these is $5,000, isn't it? That's what I heard.
Amy McLean.
I think, yeah, that comes out of your budget.
Good luck in walking out that door with that $5,000.
Michael Anafusa.
Anna Fusa.
Say it.
All right, I got Alexa Williams. How many we got left?
Three, it looks like.
Let's just have one from each of the commissioners. We got 3 left. My guess.
Daniel Heflin.
Yeah, we got to share it.
Jacob Chapman.
Chap. Somebody's got to come up here and get that though. See, Julie Barker. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, tell Julie I did that, okay? Representing Wardsville there.
So we've got
Youth
that
Center.
done. Then we are going to the Toys for Tots prize drawing, but I'll tell you what, I went out yesterday when Chief turned over 89 boxes. Oh,
So yesterday, the official count was, when we handed them over, was 58. We had more boxes come in, so the final total was 65 boxes, so 6.5
Sure looked like
ambulances, and close to $1,000. So pretty overwhelming, and thanks everybody for the support.
Chief, what time did the presiding commissioner show up?
Well, he was there at 2 different times.
Okay. What was the first time?
10 o'clock.
And he misled the Western District Commissioner into believing it was 10 o'clock?
You both made an appearance, and it was much appreciated.
Okay.
Wow.
And he came back then at 11?
I did.
Wow, I'm
He's
impressed.
good.
I
Okay.
wanted to know that we was in another meeting.
Well, do you want to tell everybody about the promotion that we received for next year's Toys for Tots, where we're going to take over?
Well, so I think as the Toys for Tots campaign continues to evolve, there's more opportunities for us to be more heavily involved. I think we have a lot of resources, so we'll see over the course of the next 12 months how that develops. So hopefully next year's toy drive will still be a bigger and better success.
That was amazing. Considering we started out, last year 3 ambulances, the year before 2,
Yep,
and this year was 6 maybe?
6.5. Yep.
6.5. So I want to thank all of our county employees who donated. We had a heck of a bunch up here too. So in that respect, everybody who donated a toy has been entered here, and then I am going to give a $100 bill to one of those people. Gosh, Melody, she taped them. So it's good tape. Okay, Mitchell Ott at Public Works
Oh, Public Works.
has
Cleaning
$100.
up. Mitchell like that.
Yeah, I don't know, should I give it to you or should I give it to Eric?
He'll give them all $20. Don't worry about it.
Give it to me, I'll take it.
But again, thank everybody
This is
for
recorded.
for
so-
participating because, it provides toys for those who otherwise wouldn't get anything for Christmas, so. Okay, now we will go back to our agenda and go to Katrina Williams to give a Campo MTP update. And you are welcome to stay.
So I wasn't sure with how long your agenda is, if you want me to give the 10 to 15 minute version or the 5-minute version. It's your preference.
Five is good.
I can do a 5.
Leave time for questions then.
I put this whole list together though. So I think you all know me. I'm Katrina Williams. I'm a planner with CAMPO, which is the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. So we do long-range transportation planning. My supervisor is here as well, Eric Barron, who's our planning manager. So I came to talk to you about our Metropolitan Transportation Plan. But I did want to give you a quick update on our active transportation plan. About a year ago, I came and spoke to you all about our active transportation plan, which was, it's our pedestrian and bicycle plan, improving access and mobility across our region. That plan is winding down. There's a draft on our website, and we're hoping that our board of directors will open up a final public comment period on that at the end of this month. There's a 25-day comment period that'll open up, so it is already on our website if you all would like to look at that draft. The projects that come from that active transportation plan will inform our multimodal list that's in our metropolitan transportation plan. So, Metropolitan Transportation Plan That's our big umbrella plan. It covers a 20-year planning horizon, and we're required to update that every 5 years, and we look at all modes of transportation. Within that plan, we have goals and strategies to try to address all modes of transportation. We look at safety, economic development, system performance, preservation, a lot of different planning factors within that. We have a public meeting. We held a public meeting this last week at City Hall, and then we're going to hold another public meeting tonight in Holt Summit. Anyone in our region is welcome. We cover Holt Summit, St. Martin's, Wardsville, Taos, Jefferson City, good portion of Cole County, and a little bit of Callaway County. So hope you can make it to that. We have a public survey that is open probably for another month. I have some survey cards that I'll leave here with you. If anyone has not taken the survey who's here, I really appreciate you taking that survey. We want to know what's important to you around transportation needs in the region. I did give you a packet of information, which I will not go through thoroughly, but I will highlight that there is a press release at the front that kind of gives you that information on the plan in general. All of our information is on our website at jeffersoncitymo.gov/campo, so if anyone wants to go check that out. The goals and strategies, the previous plan is out there, and then our illustrative list of projects. That illustrative list has a little over 40 road and bridge projects that span Jefferson City and Cole County and out into our smaller jurisdictions. We have rail, we have port project, a port project, we have the CART project on that list. We have a major thoroughfare plan that highlights some expansions to our existing road system, but then also some future roads that we're looking to build out. And all of that is based on feedback that we've gotten from our jurisdictions and from stakeholders and from you all. A lot of it is carried over from the plan we did 5 years ago, so there's not a significant change necessarily. There's a handful of new projects that are in there. There should be an invitation at the very back of your packet to our 20th anniversary reception that we're having next week, right after our Board of Directors meeting. So I hope you all will think of coming to that. It's really open to anybody here who wants to come to that, but it's just a thank you to everyone and celebrate that we've been doing this for about 20 years. So, and I know a lot of you have been involved with it longer than I have been involved with it, actually. So I hope you'll make it. Yeah, do you have any questions?
You're Mr. Campbell here.
I've got just good things to say about the staff for helping us out with everything on the Campo committee, so.
You can elaborate on those good things. That's fine.
I hold my hand in the meetings when I'm chairing a meeting, but they have not let me have a gavel yet, so.
You can borrow
You can do
one.
that.
No, we'll make sure the meeting gets over short next week, right, so we can get to the refreshments.
So we can,
quicker,
well, I mean, it
so.
doesn't start till 1:30, so we need to kind of, spread it out. Or we could start early.
Oh, yeah, we are at noon for the meeting, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we don't have to be in a hurry. No,
Yeah.
we got a lot of things going on there. I mean, we had some meetings yesterday about the tri-level and stuff, and that's a big one. And you have the small communities that are, it's a great instrument for them to be able to use it because they can take their little bit of pot of money and throw it into a bigger pot of money and stretch it farther. St. Martin's has been a recipient of several of them, Holt Summit, and then we do one in Wardsville, or is that, we have one coming up?
Are you talking about the TAP grants, or
Yeah.
are you talking about meetings?
The grants.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they
So-
received, Wardsville received a TAP grant, that's through MoDOT, but they received a TAP
Right.
grant. St. Martin's received TAP grants recently, Jefferson City, Holt Summit. Really, I think Taos would be the only one that's not in that mix, but fingers crossed, maybe in the future they can apply for
Yeah.
that, so.
I mean, there's always, it's competitive, so it's interesting getting the requests in and going through the whole grant process. But there's some money out there, and it's able to help these small communities, kind of like our little small grants do, stretch their little bit of money farther. So,
Well, thank you all for having me,
Yep,
and
thank you.
happy to answer any questions via email, or give me a call, or
yeah,
pass it through Jeff.
yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
Katrina.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you.
Katrina. Okay. Commission comments? None. Bids and contracts, J.C. rep agreement for 2024. And,
You got it.
okay.
I'm the one that has to put this on the agenda, so I'll invite Luke up to give us a
Brought
quick.
the whole team with me this morning,
Okay,
so.
yes, thank you.
Brevity.
Have
It's-
guests in front of me.
It's like testifying at a hearing at the Capitol. The longer that you talk, the fewer votes you
I've
get.
been prepped on that, I've been prepped.
All right.
It's like a
Yes,
Father
you have.
Doyle mass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Amen. All right, no, appreciate the chance to be here this morning and do want to take the time. So with me is the full JC Rep team, so Missy Bono and Paul Sampson. So we're actually in the middle or the start of a full-day planning retreat for calendar year 2024 for JC Rep. So kind of doing some site visits and tours, but getting our strategic priorities in line for 2024. Really, in front of you, just really appreciate the opportunity to continue to be a partner in economic development for Cole County. Partnership, I think, has proven some very good results in the initial couple of years of the organization. Thought it was important and a good opportunity to bring Paul and Missy here today, just to kind of represent the full team. And some of the requests for additional funding is to ensure sustainability through the full build out of the team and allowing us to continue to do what we're doing, but also do more. So again, appreciate the opportunity to be a partner with Cole County, and here for any questions. Brett.
I've been impressed with your successes since you've started. One of my goals was to not see it completely funded by public dollars, by private dollars, and I think you've gotten that side of the funding as well,
Correct.
and that's going forward as well, right?
Yes, so we do have a couple of new private industries that are joining the organization in the new year. Right now, we're about a 50-50 split between public funding and private funding. So I think that's a pretty good bar to set as far as a public-private partnership being nearly right at 50% public and 50% private.
Okay. We're in the midst of budget right now, so I think we have penciled in the new number, but we haven't adopted it yet budget-wide, so I'm not sure what the step is today, except we have a proposed agreement with you. Do we want to go ahead and execute the agreement or wait till we finish the budget?
I would do it today.
Okay.
I think you got to have it in the budget to do it, though. Which comes first, the cart, the horse,
Well,
chicken, or the egg?
how about if I say,
So, I
do the
think-
following? If I do it this way, contingent upon the adoption of the budget, I move that we accept the agreement for 2024 at $150,000 to fund Jefferson City Regional Economic Partnership. Once again, contingent upon budget approval.
Okay, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank
That
you.
wasn't too bad.
Very
was
good.
it?
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay, new business. Accounts payable review.
So I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
You got anybody got,
Do I have,
I don't think I do. I think you
What?
got mine done the prior run.
I
I'm
think
pretty sure. So it
I
might
will
be these
abstain.
two, so.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
I will abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Did you have mileage on from MAC conference? If you did, you can just pull that one out. We'll do it next
Okay.
month.
Well, we could do that,
Or we could make the
not
motion
that
now.
we're too nitty with this, but I think we're a little too careful, or more than we have to be. If you have something in this accounts payable, you can't do the review. That doesn't mean you can't approve accounts payable pending review, but I don't know, whatever, I'll go ahead and approve everything that should be approved, absent myself, but I don't think I'm in there. But if I am, I'll just not approve it.
And then do it next month or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one more.
We got one more chance to do it, so it
Or
could
we
still
can
get in
approve
this
it
year.
today, and then I'll go in and review it. Do you know if he's got one in there? Well, if you find out he's got one, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can approve
Yeah.
it, and then I can review it.
I think I've already been paid. It was for the meetings at the lake in November.
We didn't have anything last week on it, so.
Oh.
Well,
I'll leave, if I'm in there, I will not approve that portion.
And then
and I
can-
will.
Yeah.
Okay.
For one of us can.
Okay. Okay, keep moving ahead. Renewal of the county's property and liability coverage for 2024 year.
First off, I want to thank Harry and Sheila for meeting with Jeff Knott last week when I wasn't here. So, sent you guys an email about the information that Jeff had basically shopped the market with several different vendors that have been willing to take on county government. I guess it's a unique, it's a unique market, so it's kind of hard to find big carriers that would cover countywide, going from all the way from the liability to property to law enforcement to medical coverage, and then also cyber coverage. So again, Jeff Knott is recommending that we stay with Travelers. This would be the 5th year that we'll, if you would go with them for the year 2024, the 5th year with Travelers. There are a few things that we're still waiting on, and that is the cyber coverage and also the umbrella coverage for the hail and wind buyback or deductible buster kind of coverage. So we're waiting on those two, if I understand it.
That's correct.
So, but knowing that, I would still recommend also with Jeff that we continue with Travelers. They've definitely been a good partner.
I'm surprised they will still keep us.
Well, the coverage is going up
Yeah.
between liability and property, excluding the two we're still waiting on. It's still going up about 21%. But the other carrier that did bid on it was a lot higher than that. So we may have to do some adjustment of budgets that are currently in the budget as well.
And they did shop this to another carrier, and we're looking at a bill of about $922,000. The other carrier was in the 1.2 million range, right? So it is the lower of the two, but it also is the 20% increase, 20.77% increase, I think. And that's dependent upon cyber and that wind hail buyback issue that's still pending. Those will not be substantially different than what we've penciled in.
And there's always the deductibles that, I'm not sure that he touched on any of that, so if any of those were actually going up for next year.
I don't think so. We had the bump up a year ago on deductibles, and that's where this wind hail buyback is, where you kind of buy some insurance to help pay your deductible.
That's right.
Because our deductible has increased so much. I think our experience rates were a little better this year than they have been in their claims experience, right?
Yes.
Right. So it could have been worse if we had a higher experience.
So in that spreadsheet, you can tell where it's going up as far as compared to last year to this year. A lot of it is in employment practice and law enforcement, and automobile amount has gone up quite a bit, but again, we get newer vehicles, we get more expensive vehicles, so in turn, that's why that premium is going up. So again, I'd recommend staying with Travelers, and if you guys would so vote that way, then we can, I'll bring you the other ones as we get those policies secured.
I'll make a motion to renew the insurance for the county with our current carrier, Travelers, per the schedule submitted by Finance Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for all that information, Debbie. It was fun reading.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's the Eric Show. Approval of EMS fees increase.
Try and be brief, but I don't know how successful that'll be. Just a carryover from my budget hearing, as we talked about. Funding for our agency is really made up of two different bins. On one side, there is a half-cent sales tax, which is meant to subsidize our operations in that 60% of the revenue gained from that sales tax is used to roll back the general operating levy for the county's property tax. The other 40% comes to us for capital needs and other operational issues. That means the other 60% of our budget is made up of what we charge and receive in reimbursement for services provided. So although we are a tax-supported agency, we are not a tax-funded agency, and therefore we have to be on par with our fees for service to ensure that we are financially stable. Of note, our fees for service have not been adjusted since the year 2018. When we talk about revenue and how those revenue pieces all come together to form our operating income, about 60% of our calls for service are based off of some form of government-funded insurance. So the folks that we're picking up are either on Medicaid or Medicare. Those fees for service are set by the government institution that oversees that, which is CMS. And so what we charge has no basis of what we receive back. So those are set fees. Another 10% of that is services that we provide go to folks who don't have any sort of insurance, so about 10%. And of that 10%, we recover very little of the services provided. That leaves about 30% of the folks who use our services are on privately funded insurance, traditional insurance that most folks are familiar with. And there is where we get to set our fees for service. Now, it should be known that every year CMS does raise their reimbursement rates based on economic factors and so on and so forth. For year 2024, that's going to be about 2.8%. For year 2023, that was over 9%. So even at the government-funded level, we've seen about a 12 to 13% increase over the last investment in our fees for dramatically behind the scale on trying to remain financially solvent. So I have proposed taking a fairly large swing at our fees for service this year and applied pretty much a 20% increase across the board for each level of service that we provide. When you break that down, that's really about 5% per year, which probably is right in line of what CMS has done on the government-funded side. So yes, it's a big pill to swallow this year, but in the grand scheme of things, we had a lot of ground to make up. When you throw in the additional levels of service that we're providing, things from a technology standpoint, the equipment, some of the treatment stuff that we have, I believe that we are still very generous in the fees that we charge, and we're able to do so because we are tax supported. Now, if we wanted to shift the pendulum and take 100% of sales tax and put that on the ballot, and if it were to get approved, then we could charge much lower fees. If we didn't have the sales tax, our fees would be astronomically higher. So at the end of the day, it costs a certain amount to do business, and we have to make up that funding somewhere, and that's why we need to look at doing this fee adjustment. So I don't know if you guys want me to go through each one of these individually. You have an email that kind of outlines it, or if you want to approve it as a whole, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
We talked about it during budget, and I think it was a move we're going to need to make, so I don't need you to go through each one of them, for sure.
I agree. I do have this question. When do we become aware of what CMS ticks up or increases? When does that hit?
It's right around the time that we're developing our budget. So, they told me about it last month. Our billing company is kind of in the know on that. So I would say end of October, early November, we know.
So just sort of forgetting the past, but looking forward, wouldn't it sort of maybe be a prudent move to to just kind of tag along with what CMS, it's a good, solid number.
Right.
We got reason to use it.
100%. I would agree. You know, I think with some of the administrative changes that have taken place over the last few years, that, you know, we kind of got off base with adjusting these numbers, but that would be my recommendation. The very minimum, we at least adjust yearly based on the CMS reimbursement.
Okay, and I'm good with the, I don't have to get into every line, but I'm with the Eastern District Commissioner on this
20%
one.
does not put us at the top.
It does not.
So,
And it's impossible to, you know, we did rate surveys from other agencies that use our billing agency, and it's really hard to tell because, you know, there's various levels of subsidies and funding that other agencies receive. You know, some folks have astronomically high fees for service because they receive zero subsidy. Other folks are, you know, 100% funded, so they charge a very minuscule fee for their operating costs. So it's really hard to do apples to apples, but we feel like we're in the middle and that
Okay.
none of this is egregious.
I'm good.
I'm
Yep.
good.
Just one other thing that I didn't have on your email that I adjusted this morning is that it was also increasing our standby. So that's when we're providing coverage for sporting events or, you know, for-profit community events that require an ambulance standby. So I also moved that up 20%. That was not included in the original email.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Do we need any kind of, or is that going to be part of the budget?
No, it's revenue, so I believe that you need a motion to adopt the fee schedule.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt and approve and adopt the EMS fee schedule for 2024.
Second.
Right?
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Renewal 2 of EMS fleet maintenance and repair services.
This is the second renewal for our EMS fleet maintenance and repair services with Donnie Brown and Sons Auto Repair. There's been no increase this year, and our EMS department's been pleased with their services. So our recommendation is to renew it for another year.
I'm going to make a motion to do that. Eric, are we going to move any of this into Public Works this next year?
Not at the present time.
Okay.
We don't have the capacity right now to take
All right.
on additional work. At some point, a discussion on Sheriff's Department and EMS can be had, but right now, our capacity is limited just to
Okay.
what we're currently doing, everything countywide except for EMS and Sheriff.
Got it. All right. I'll make a motion to go with the renewal 2 of the EMS fleet maintenance and repair services with Donnie Brown and Sons Auto Repair, Inc.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Renewal 3 of inmate medical services.
This is the third renewal with the inmate medical services with advanced correctional healthcare for the sheriff's department. There's been a 6.89% increase for this year. The sheriff's department has been pleased with their services and they're okay with the increases. So our recommendation is to renew it for another year.
Yep, I'm good. Got it.
I'll make a motion to renew the inmate medical services agreement with Advanced Correctional Healthcare, Inc. This represents the renewal 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of letter for safety net for certified emergency management professional certification. And Nick is out sick today, but I don't know if we need to have him here to approve the,
I don't think so. I think we can do it.
I think we can, yeah.
Nick had sent us an email about this, hadn't he? That one of the things he does is serve on the safety net board, and which he has to have some service on some board to make some certification, right? That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to approve the letter for safety net for certified emergency management professional certification.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You
Yes.
There's a letter and Sam's supposed to sign it.
We'll check with Nick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
You might have that, Jill, because he emailed that to all of
I
us,
do.
didn't he?
I can go get
So,
it on my
yeah, we
computer.
can, because we'll have it from him, or if you don't, then let us know. We can look it up and get a copy of it.
He did send
All
it
it's
to
doing
me.
is verifying that he does the other group or whatever on his own, not as a duty.
Okay. Follow-up to Pringer Family Center Fire System Inspection.
Good morning. Last
Morning.
Thursday afternoon, we went through the whole sprinkler system for the yearly inspection. Did find a couple things that were on, that we had bid out. My recommendation is we just go ahead and do it all, because we're gonna be there probably at least 2 more years, if not longer, depending on what we decide to do with some things. So I'm gonna recommend we just do it all.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and so I think we could get away doing less of it, or not doing it all, but then when Greg and I talked, I mean, it's gonna be 2 years before we have anything new or different anyway, so it makes sense just to get it done now. So,
I agree, and it's not really necessarily a sunk cost. Whatever we do now might increase the value of the property if it has a very well operating fire
Thank you.
suppression system when it's sold. If it's sold, that would be a plus, so.
do we have a contract or anything to
Not
award
yet.
today? So, yeah, let's just get the contract together if we don't have
You
it.
awarded, so
Sure.
the bid numbers.
Okay.
And then the total.
Okay, so this total is going to include what they came in last week and found, okay. I'll make a motion to award the fire protection repairs for the Pringer Family Center 2023-26 to Summit Mechanical for $17,092.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do that, or that goes in your records.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Purchase of accessory equipment for tandem axle dump trucks.
We had this on the agenda last week. The 2 tandems that we had pre-ordered last year will arrive next year. We'll change over beds from current trucks onto these. New cab and chassis. And part of that process is we'll have to purchase a new hydraulic tank, hydraulic PTO, and pump for the pump and spreader control system. And this will be purchased through Knapheide. Cost for each truck is $15,274 for a total of $30,548. And we had to figure out, we had some issues figuring out the cooperative procurement side of that, and we got that done. That's through Sourcewell. And this will come out of our 2023 parks budget, which we have funds remaining. So we just need approval of that vendor quote from Knapheide for that amount for those 2 trucks.
Good. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of accessory equipment for the tandem axle dump trucks for $30,548 with Knapheide.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, public hearing. Did we publish notice of the for the public hearing?
I think you're opening the public hearing today.
Oh, we're opening it?
Right.
Okay.
And then will it be published in paper? Is it required to, or is this just open for our?
No, it's not. Shannon worked with Jill to figure out what was needed by statute, and it's not required to do that. But we just felt like we would just call it a public hearing today to present
Okay.
what we're proposing for the fee schedule
Okay.
for the permitting for building permits. So
Okay,
we'll go through
so
that.
public hearing for revision to building permit fee schedule.
Yes. So we've been looking at this, Shannon and I and the rest of the planning department have been working on some revisions to the building permit fee schedule. And it dates back to the last change. It's been a while since we've had a change. 2003 may be the last time. And Currently, the way the building permit fee is calculated for residential, it's based on 2003 RS Meads cost data and plugged into a formula that's a little complicated to figure out, and spits out a number. And so what we did, and this actually goes back to prior to that, it was a simpler formula used based on a base fee plus a cost per square foot of finished square foot in the building. And so we tracked this, and we kind of decided this about a year and a half ago, kind of where with the direction we wanted to head with this. We tracked it over that time period as if we had the new fee in place, and I'm just talking about residential building permits. There's other things as well. Tracked it using a cost calculator of 30 cents per square foot of living space above a base amount of 1,000 square feet. So, in doing that, and then plus a base fee. In doing that, the calculated fee, as if we were doing that, is about 20% higher, tracked over the course of about a year and a half. And based on that, we felt like that was pretty reasonable of an increase. Had we been updating the cost per year, it'd probably be a lot higher, but we didn't feel that was necessary to jump it that much. Plus, we utilized Mark Lubering and Pat Case. They kind of figured about what it takes to do an average size structure as far as their time, and came up with this formula. So, in looking at the residential building permits, the new calculated fee would be a base fee of $150 plus any amount over 1,000 square feet. That amount would be multiplied by 30 cents per square feet. So a typical 800 square foot building, that'd be a relatively small building. It'd be the base fee of $150 plus 0, since we're not over 1,000. So it'd just be a base fee of $150. A 2,000 square foot building would be the base fee of $150 plus 1,000 square feet times 30 cents. That's the amount over the base of 1,000. So that cost would be $450. In looking at how that compares to a current residential structure of 2,000 finished square feet, it's a little hard to compare directly because there's some inputs into the formula right now. It depends on how many fireplaces you have.
Fireplaces, garages, there's other
Types
amenities.
of garages,
Absolutely.
whether it's got a basement,
Bathrooms.
half baths, full baths. You plug those numbers in and it'll give you a number. And just using a single or 1-story, 3 baths, 1 half bath with an attached garage, 2-car, and 1 fireplace, it would be $422. So in that case, the fee's not that substantially increasing. And looking at some others, and it depends on what the builder gives you to reference off of, it might be a little more. But tracking over the long term, it was about 20% higher. We feel pretty comfortable with that. Also included in this is a change to the remodel and building addition permit. Right now, the remodel permit is based on a simple calculation of 25% of the construction cost that the builder gives you. So that's based on current cost, whereas the other one's based on 2003. We're bringing this all in line to the same. So a remodel permit will be a base fee of $150 if you're not adding on to the structure. If you're adding on to the structure, it'll be the base fee as if you're building a new building. So if the square foot added is greater than 1,000, then it'll be the base fee plus that multiplier. If not, it'll just be the base fee of $150. And that's, again, looking at what they figured is their time to go do a general permit, the number of trips they have to make, and about what that calculates out. A commercial building permit would be similar, a little bit different. It's a base fee of $300 plus whatever the square footage of the building is times 5 cents. So a typical 2,000 square foot building would be $300 plus 2,000 times 5 cents for a $400 cost. A 10,000 square foot building would be $650. So again, these kind of fall in line with what we kind of figure is about what it takes for our guys to do a general building permit. There's also a few other changes, actually one other change or addition to the schedule. Right now, if somebody needs, well, actually, the utility companies require that the county do electric hookup inspections. They won't actually provide the service until we certify that it's correct. If somebody's building a new house, that would be included in that inspection fee. If somebody's not building a new house, maybe changing out something, changing out service, or putting a temporary service up, or maybe adding service to an existing building that didn't have it before, then it would be a fee of $50. Pretty nominal fee just to cover some of our costs to go out and do that inspection. There's also other fees included in this that did not change. That's the accessory structure permit. That would be your typical detached garage, barn, non-movable shed, or any building that does not include livable space. That's $100. Driveway permits are $50 for a paved road, $25 for a gravel road. And then a manufactured home is $150, and those did not change. Got anything? Commercial, yeah, I discussed that, the commercial. Basically new, and then if it's an addition to a commercial, it will just follow the same, and I think we probably ought to add that in there. It would, well, it'd just be the building addition permit and follow the same schedule. Part of the reason why we're doing it right now is with the implementation of OpenGov, we need to put in the new cost calculator into that. So if somebody getting a building permit could actually fill everything out online, submit the request, and they would know immediately what their cost is gonna be based on just simply inputting the information. And that would be helpful for somebody as they're filling out that information and applying for the permit. And we would like to do this based first of the year. We'd like to have it approved first of the year. That way, you know, just a good starting point. OpenGov, we're expecting to go live about March of next year is roughly what we're looking at. And this will be all be in place and the information given to them so they can build the system. Is there any questions about anything? There's quite a bit of information here. I would say pretty significant change, but I think it's a change for the better. It's a lot easier to calculate. It does recoup our costs a little bit better, but it's not overbearing in my mind.
Let me see if I can make two general statements, and if you agree they're generally accurate, how's that? If somebody says, why do we have an inspection fee? Well, number one reason is for safety, I think. And then, and the other reason is to cover our cost of inspecting. Why do we have a permit fee? We have a permit fee for safety reasons, and the fee is what it is because it covers our inspection cost. That accurate to say?
Yes, our goal is that we cover our costs. We're not trying to make money off of it.
Right.
We're just trying to cover our cost. If you look at the planning budget, the overall expense is about $200,000, maybe a little less. And currently, we're budgeted about $90,000 of permit fees, so it's,
Okay.
you know, we're still at a loss.
It's not an enterprise zone or enterprise fund that's making us a lot of money.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
And then the
pretty
other,
good on costs.
maybe general question is, a 20% increase after 20 years of no increases, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't sound so draconian if you wait 20 years to do a 20% increase.
And that's an average.
Right.
Some may come in a little less or barely change at all. In fact, the remodel permits, just simply because they're based on current construction costs, some of those may
Right.
even come in a little under what they are currently being charged.
Got it.
So
How long is the hearing open?
we want to come back to you with a recommendation and approval either next week or the week after. I'd like to leave it open as long as we can, just to take public comment. We technically wouldn't have to have it approved, and you know, if we go live first of the year with it, then the last meeting in December would be preferable. I haven't received any comments back yet. I did send it to HBA late last week. Maybe not a
Yeah, I
lot of
think
time to give them to look at it.
We talked about that earlier too, send it to HBA and the Board of Realtors too, and let them review them. You know, they've got political and differing groups that take care of that stuff and look through them. I think y'all have been diligent looking through them and everything seems fair, but sometimes things fall through the cracks, so if we see something that doesn't jive, so probably a couple weeks is what we're looking at.
Yeah, if you're good with it, I'd put it on the agenda for the 26th. I think it's the last meeting in December.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
bring it back to you. If we get any feedback, negative, positive, whatever it is, I'll compile all that and give it to you.
It'd be nice to get the feedback now before we enter it into the system, but, you know, it's something we can always address if something doesn't seem right, so, okay.
As you're aware, Jeff, this is not something we've kept in the dark. We've bounced this off the planning commission and other HBA members for the last at least a year and a half, I'd say, wouldn't you?
We talked about it.
Yeah,
I know
we've
we
talked with
presented to
contractors.
the planning commission.
Yeah, various
Right.
contractors, we've kind of had discussions with them as well. So-
Right. Yep, so, I guess, do you have to formally open the hearing period? Is that what we gotta do today?
Since there's not any
Not
statute
really.
requirement, I mean, I think you just,
Open for comment.
we're just presenting it.
Okay.
Called it a public
Technically,
hearing.
you could, from what Jill and I found, you could pass something today with a resolution with no public hearing whatsoever. But, we feel, obviously, some comment period and then come back with a commission order, so it's a little more binding.
So we'll wait till the 26th.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's good.
So,
Right after Christmas, everybody will be in a good mood.
Well, 20 years is,
Yep.
we gotta adjust our fees every 20 years. I don't think they're ever gonna go
Or
down.
sooner. Or sooner.
I think it's still a very.
Or
reasonable-
sooner.
It's a reasonable price compared to other entities around. I think it's still pretty reasonable.
If you look at other counties especially, it's still a pretty good bargain.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, signing of surplus titles for ambulance 104 and 109.
Sounds like the $100 that was donated for Toys for Tots, Mitchell wants to donate that back.
Oh,
I received word as I was sitting there that
How about
For
that?
him.
give it back to Eric or give it back to me?
More toys, more toys.
More
I guess you were
toys.
the prize, so, yeah.
Okay,
Fantastic.
thank him very much. That's,
Two surplus titles or two ambulance that are going to be traded in. If you have any questions, one of them is a 2015 and one of them is a 2014.
Chief, these are we talked about this, I guess when we talked about the new ones coming in. This is the trade-in, is that
Yes,
right?
these are for the trade-in. They went to Osage yesterday so that they could take necessary equipment out of them, and we are taking delivery of the two new ones on Monday.
Yeah, do you remember what we were getting for them?
36?
It's 36,000
Which-
total.
It kind of makes you sick on being able to get that much out of it, but we've tried to sell them on the blue, whatever. or
Purple wave.
Purple wave,
blue,
yeah.
Purple, gray, whatever, so, and we didn't have any luck doing that either, so we've, yeah, just,
you'll see contractors driving old ambulances, you'll see.
You know,
Jeff,
you-
don't you need an ambulance?
You could park them in the woods and call it a deer stand or a deer
they
camp.
take the lights and the sirens off of them, so kind of takes the fun out of it.
I wonder, you know,
It won't let me drive it with
I
that.
got an idea though with Jordy's truck
I knew
being
that was
shot.
coming.
Because these are all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive?
No. These are the old ones with auto chains, and
Uh,
it's a diesel motor with 230,000 miles on it, so I don't know that.
That's still not high for a diesel, that's just getting broke in.
Okay.
I'll make a motion
Yeah.
to sign the surplus titles for ambulance number 104 and 109.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, we breezed through that.
Yeah, I mean, it would make a good work truck, I'm not giving you that much for it, though.
Do we have anything else?
Know that you have an AP in there, so I made yours for the 15th then, and yours already been paid.
Okay.
Okay,
I have nothing else.
okay. I received correspondence from Cole County Special Services, Nathan Suttonfield, who's the executive director, took Jim Casey's place. And Cole County Special Services, Cole County Residential Services has re-elected the chair, vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. The officers for all three boards are as follows: Janet Owsley, chair; Tina Miles, vice chair; Dan Renfro, treasurer; Mary Deacon, secretary. Board meets monthly on the fourth Tuesday. He's a closed schedule of their board meetings. So I did receive that, so.
What time do they meet?
5:45 PM.
Okay. What'd you say, 4th?
Yes, it is the fourth Tuesday of the month, so it'll be January 23rd, February 27th. Here's the list.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Then, does our auditor have anything to get us all rah-rah, all ready for Thursday and Friday?
Let's be ready for a couple of long days.
No? Okay.
You forgot to stand up during the meetings after
Well,
you announced that you would.
I
I mean, you
know.
did stand up for the
I did for that, so that,
congratulations.
yeah, I'm good. I will guarantee Thursday and Friday, I will be
All right.
standing. I will probably be walking around a little bit.
All right.
And we will take some recesses at different times. I would entertain a motion to stand in recess.
Motion to stand in recess until 4:30 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.